Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Chicago. Here we got the light, so we're gonna head across the street here, across Michigan Avenue, right here where we usually do Lake Street. Hey, pigeons! Somebody was feeding the pigeons this morning. We saw that. We came into the loop there, and somebody threw out a loaf of bread for all the pigeons. Thanks for feeding the rats of the air there. But hey, we'll let people slowly come on here. We got some outdoor seating here. People trying to beat the light. I think I'll join them. Hey, we'll wait for this car to turn here. There you see the Prudential building there. Michigan Plaza, the old Doral. Hey, we got the light there. Yeah, we'll head across. It's hard to see in the glare of the sun. So we'll end up, at least the plan is, we'll circle back to Millennium Park. We'll see that at the end. So if you're looking to see the bean there, I'll keep you in suspense there. But John James, you've seen the bean many times. Thanks for tuning in. You know the drill here. Yeah, I think you were on this morning. Appreciate it. And thanks for being on now here. We'll go past the Broken English Taco Pub here. Get your tacos. Yeah, Garland Court. Let everybody else file in here. Krista, how you doing there? Diane, yeah. I dipped my fries in mayo there. How you doing? Yeah, nice to see you here again. John James, Diane again. Richard, how you doing there? Lorraine, thanks so much. Thanks so much. I really appreciate your support there. I'm glad you had a great time there in Chicago. Finally saw that message there, so thanks so much. Alvin, how you doing there? John James. John James, you're saying hi, hello to everybody else. That's great. Brian Adams, how you doing there? Yeah, this weather is fabulous. Absolutely perfect. It's a little dry. I know the grass is drying up, but we're at the end of the summer anyway, so we'll take it. Here's the retail there. Patty Cakes. Patty Cakes, good afternoon. Yeah, Chris Schultz. Thanks everybody for tuning in here. Yeah, so the general plan is I'll head down Wabash. We'll stay under the L tracks. Probably go all the way south of Ida B. Wells there. And then we'll head into Grant Park. We'll try to check out the fountain. There's some tour buses here. I wonder if they're tour buses for the Chicago Theater or something else. There's the Trump Tower. Look, they're cleaning the windows there. It looks like they're going up the side there. Man, imagine cleaning the windows on that building. Whew. It's a lot of glass. But hey, there's Wabash. We'll probably cross from side to side. It's kind of, we're in the sun here, so we'll try to get to the other side of the street. It might be easier to film. Here's these 180 North Wabash there. Yeah, Richard Biddle Taco. How you doing there? Taco jalapeno salsa. Richard Biddle there. Yeah, Patty Cakes. Lorraine. Yeah, Lorraine, hope you had a good time in Chicago. What, do you see any good stuff there? Sorry I missed everybody. You know me, I was all over the place doing the Mexican Independence Day parade. Did you see any of the congestion downtown with the flags? And I guess there was some parade on Wacker Drive. If I was working from the office, I would have filmed all that. I thought it would be more authentic if I went to the real neighborhood there in Little Village and filmed but you know, not that the downtown parades weren't real. They had the what was it called? Greedo Festival that was going on in Grant Park. I figure, you know, with me, I always get the people that criticize the north side. It's usually, and I take it, you know, west people from the south and west side. They say, oh, look at this cheesy guy, he just films downtown. And I felt responsibility to go to the west side. And if I would just film like the downtown stuff, they'd be like, look, he's just staying in the safe areas. And then people freak out when they see all those people jumping on the cars there with the flags. And even if it's downtown, like, don't go downtown. Hey, Joey, how you doing there? Yeah, Dolores, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. Look, we're on Wabash here. Under the L tracks here. We haven't seen an L train yet. Master, how you doing there? 82575. Hey, welcome to YouTube land. Yeah, we had a nice walk this morning on TikTok. There's the T-Mobile. Yeah, look at these beautiful storefronts above us here on Wabash. They saved a lot of these storefronts. This is the back side of what used to be Marshall Fields. Now it's Macy's, of course. See how it's several buildings there. They kind of mushed them all together for the retail there. Is this McDonald's closed? This was another shady McDonald's. You know, the other shady McDonald's was on, we went by. Yeah, this McDonald's is closed. Isn't that amazing? Here comes the L train. Here comes the orange line. There you see the Jewelers building. Look at the dome of the Jewelers building with the Trump building there. Here's the orange line. Mia, how you doing there? David Ross, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in here. Yeah, scenes in the city. So I'm going to keep filming this until they remove this. Heaven on 7th's gone. Remember this restaurant? You went to the 7th floor here, and it's gone, baby, gone. Jewelers Row, the landmark district. Excuse me, I'm going to make sure my camera's cleaner. I just wiped it off there just to make sure I got, looked like there was like a film on it. There, welcome Chicago. Welcome to Washington and Wabash here. We're heading down. And remember when they boarded up those windows for the DNC? Nobody broke any windows for the DNC, thankfully. And here we'll head across Washington. There's the brown line. Look at that. Scenes of the city here, Washington Wabash Station. This new Calatrava-esque. I think, yeah, I know some of the architects and engineers that worked on this thing. Isn't that amazing? 10 years ago. And here, the Pittsfield Cafe. Going to Pittsfield building here. We've gone inside there. I've shown this before. Entrance to the Pittsfield. We'll just duck in and out of here. I know, just in case anybody tuning in has not seen this amazing ceiling in the Pittsfield Cafe. It's open for breakfast and lunch in this atrium. Heirs of the Marshall Field family developed this in 1928, 1929. And this was like an arcade with tobacco, gift shop, patisserie. But the Pittsfield Cafe is still here, and you can eat here. And look at that chandelier. And you can almost imagine people in the 20s, flappers, and people with their pork pie hats and coming in here, and all those gangster movies that were filmed in Chicago. This whole city's a movie set. Even the light switches. Look at those old light switches. They're like push button light switches. Pittsfield restaurant. Shows you how, see, entrance to Pittsfield restaurants. They always had that as a food court here. Sorry. Here's the Jewelers here. I gotta make sure I watch where I'm walking there. I almost walked into somebody. I apologize. Yeah, here's the Oasis Middle Eastern food. You go back here. How you doing? Let's see if I lose my connection. You can walk to the back here, and they got all these jewelers here that you walk by. And there's even like stairs down. And here's the Oasis Cafe here. Let's see if I'm losing my connection. Yeah, I'm losing my connection here. But this is as far as I go. I think you get what's going on here. If I go any further, I'll lose my connection. These buildings are so deep. Look at all the watches. And Jewelers Row. This is Jewelers Row here in Wabash, Loop of Chicago here. There's the address right there. Hours. You go the Oasis Cafe, Middle Eastern food here, Wabash Jewelers, Fats and Company. Go to Fats. New York Jewelers in Chicago, New York Jewelers building. There's all the trains there. Yeah, who am I missing there? Christy Draper, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, Sharon. Yeah, Dolores. Yeah, thanks there, Carrie, Lorraine. Horns, you got horns all around here. Let's see, I missed some messages from Lorraine here. Oh, you're telling everybody hello. That's really good, 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 good. So we'll go past the Jewelers Center here. We'll bounce the other side of the street here. Let's check out this El Azteca taco truck. It's all lit up here underneath the Wabash station here. Doors closing. Yeah, look at that. They got the sign. Look how they got the sign on top of the truck there. I guess they can rotate that sign there. Isn't that amazing? Oh, sorry. Here, let's head back across here. Chicago Police. Kevin, how you doing there? Kevin G. Yeah, we went and checked out the Gallagher house there in Lawndale. I know I was calling it South Lawndale. Somebody's like, no, it's North Lawndale. I'm like, where's the dividing line? I know Little Village is South Lawndale. I went to Little Village, so I had that in my mind that I was going to Little Village, which is South Lawndale. The Gallagher house for the Shameless might technically be in North Lawndale, but it's really close. I should have just said Lawndale, because no matter what I say, people will parse everything I say, and if I don't dot an I or cross a T, people will be like, you're wrong. Not you. I'm talking about other people. People are just trying to be correct in the comments. I get that. You guys understand that most of my reruns, it's unedited, it's unscripted, one take. If I make an egregious error, sometimes I will overdub things and make corrections. I make corrections all the time, just like conversation. Imagine if every day, you know, stuff you say, we all misspeak. What was I watching? Oh, I know what I was watching. I was watching Bill Maher on HBO there, and he misspoke during his monologue. He meant to say Springfield, Ohio, because of course the controversy over one of the presidential candidates making a statement about people eating animals there. And he said Springfield, Illinois. And I caught that because, of course, there's Springfield, Ohio, there's Springfield, Indiana, there's Springfield, Illinois, there's Springfield, Missouri. Every town, probably every state in the Midwest has a Springfield. Just like every state in the Midwest uses a cardinal as their state bird. Not just Missouri. But hey, we're on Wabash Street here. What are they doing here? They're working something here. Hey, we got the light. Yeah, you live in Springfield, Illinois. That's patty cake. So, yeah, I was watching Bill Maher, and he was trying to say Springfield, Ohio, but you can see it on his monologue. He said Springfield, Illinois, and of course, presidential candidate Trump in the debate against Kamala Harris, he was referring to Springfield, Ohio. But I think, yeah, Springfield, Illinois is the capital of Illinois, land of Lincoln there, all the Lincoln sites there. I've been through there on the Amtrak. I've taken the Amtrak through there. I need to stop one time and get off and check out our capital, our fair capital there of Illinois. Nice Capitol Dome building there and all the historic Lincoln sites. But Springfield, Illinois is much larger than Springfield, Ohio. But they're both decent sized cities. And there's also Springdale, Ohio, to make it more confusing. Springdale's down by Cincinnati. So there's always close. There's Miller's Pub. Get some ribs there at Miller's Pub. We show that all the time. Look, they're working on Wabash here. They're digging the trench there. So a lot of construction still going on here in the loop. Look at that little backhoe. You saw that? Yeah, you saw that. Yeah. I should have made Chicago the capital. Yeah, isn't it so interesting that both New York State, which of course Albany's the capital of New York State, not New York City, and same with Chicago. I just want to film this construction here. Same with Chicago, the capital of Springfield. They thought they'd put it in more closer to the center of the states, both of those states. But and then they also thought they were saying, if we put it in the big city, it'll be too corrupt. Imagine how corrupt, you know. And that's why I know it's controversial that, like, when Blagojevich was governor, and the same with Pritzker, a billionaire. Browner was a billionaire, is a billionaire. His wife and him renovated the Capitol, and or the residents, the governors, and they were always made a point that the Chicago both probably used to live. They got a bunch of spider webs there. It looks like the Halloween there. Look how horrible that is. They're riding on the sidewalk and they're going, excuse me, but you shouldn't be riding on the sidewalk. But everybody just does whatever the hell they want. I sound like an old curmudgeon, right? I'm an old guy, like, you crazy kids, get off the sidewalk, and then I'll jaywalk and ride the bike through a stop sign. I know I'm just as bad. I'm a hypocrite. It's trying to reconnect. Let's see if it's trying to reconnect. Let's see if it, okay, so it's trying to reconnect. I know it was buffering bad. Thanks for staying on there. I'm gonna lose half my audience because we lost the connection there, but here we'll head under Wabash here for a second, and we'll see if we get the connection back here. Yeah, I know. Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, it didn't really drop down that much. That's the funny thing. It just, I've had bad luck in that block right there. Once I cross between Jackson and Van Buren, I have horrible problems maintaining my connection. So it used to happen right around the it used to happen right around the Art Institute too. It was for some reason, it's like there's like a shadow with the cell tower or something there. Hey, we're back. Good. Thanks, Lorraine. Thanks for staying on. Kevin, thanks for reassuring people. We usually I can walk out of it. As I was saying, you might not have been able to hear me. For some reason, that block right there, I've had bad luck maintaining my signal. And we didn't even drop down that much. I only dropped down to 2,500 kilobits per second. But now we're back, streaming clear the rear here, 3,800 kilobits per second. Roosevelt University, they got some housing here. This is the, there used to be the Prairie Avenue bookstore, used to be over there. We lost that. Here's this blue building that they built just north of the auditorium building here. The building that's sinking here, built by Louis Sullivan and his partner Adler back in 1892. We'll go by Ida B. Wells here. Thanks for staying on. I appreciate it. Yeah, usually with YouTube, I'll try to maintain the stream. So if I drop out, please be patient. Usually I come back, and if I don't come back within a minute or two, then I will try to restart the live stream. But usually I try to walk out of it. So thanks for staying on, everybody. We lost about 25 people. So 25 people left the live because, and that's the things I always deal with live streaming, is anytime you go down, and I understand it. Everybody, I'm just as bad too. My attention span's blown. People drop out and watch something else because there's literally thousands of channels. No one's gonna sit and wait around. I don't blame anybody. So here we'll cross Ida B. Wells. They got a lot of traffic here because this is the street that directly connects with the Eisenhower Expressway. So if you go down that way, the stock exchange, you go under the stock exchange. Here we got the light here, so and again under the L tracks. So there's a hostel here. Remember I showed there's a hostel up in Lincoln Park there on Arlington. This is the Costling International. They have a hostel in this building here, right at Ida B. Wells, which used to be Congress and Wabash, between State and Wabash. So we'll head under. There's the murals over here. Columbia College has a lot of buildings that they own and have murals on here like this. There's murals on the back of this, the moose blowing the bubble, the women suffragettes there, and the Harmony, which we show this all the time. You can see it really well if you take the orange line in from, or the green line in from the south side. You can see these murals as you head into the loop here. There's the moose blowing the bubble. Of course, these are all associated with Columbia College, Jacob Watts. And there's the Harmony. There, look at this. We're getting the green line coming really slow. It's creeping. We didn't even hear it. It snuck up on us. There's the green line. And see, they added these tracks. This used to be a sharper turn, and they added these tracks. And that's why it's so quiet there, because these are newer tracks. They would be rumbling a lot more if it was the old tracks where it made two 90-degree sharp turns really quick succession. They kind of smoothed out the turn here. But here's the Harmony, Planet Fitness, women's suffragettes there, historical mural there, and the moose blowing the bubble. Look at all these people trying to find parking. Everywhere you go, there's a car lurking behind you. Everywhere people go, you got to bring your car with you. I know it's most people. That's the American dream, right? Car ownership. Here, I can't get out this way. Oh, I can get out right there. Good. There's a lot of people down here. Is it Columbia College? I guess there's Floyd's Barbershop. They got the windows open at Floyd's Barbershop. Let's check out Floyd's Barbershop right across the street here. There's a Floyd Barbershop. This is a chain. There's one that's up there by where Clark Street, just north of me. Here, Floyd's Barbershop here. Yeah, look at that. Yeah. Oops, sorry. Hey, you got the barber pole. But here, let's head. We'll go straight into the park here. See, we got a really good view. I don't know if Chris is still on. There's Roosevelt University, the tower there. There's the L train rumbling through. That's an orange line there. So here's South Loop, Columbia College here. We got the light here, so we'll cross. Look, they're still working on Wabash down here. And there's the train rumbling through here, where we just walked underneath there. If you go a block south, it's Buddy Guy's Legends right there, the Mural Reskin Theater. We filmed all that stuff before. I got 12:24, so I want to make sure I have enough time to. Hey, your old alma mater there. Put your hand over your heart there, Chris. I want to make sure I have enough time to get back to the office there before. Oh, the big Fed decision. Oh, are you sitting? I'm joking. Is everybody there biting their nails there? Is the Fed gonna drop interest rates a quarter point or a half a point? How does that matter? I bet you they'll wait till 1 o'clock and then the market will rise 1,000 points and everybody will be like, Jerome Powell's the smartest guy on earth. He made me $1 million today by lowering interest rates. Everybody can sleep at night that your 401k, the Fed did a triple somersault and did a soft landing, and there'll never be a recession for the rest of our lives, and we can all go back to safely speculating on the market and buying cryptocurrency, and everybody can sell their house and refinance, and it's going to be awesome. Yeah, everything is awesome. I'm just jealous. I wish I would have been like Warren Buffett and bought when I was young and never sold, and I'm always waiting for a next financial crisis, which will never happen. I understand that. I should be happy because we're in this endless age of prosperity where Mark Cuban, we got an economy that works for Mark Cuban, you know, and Mr. Wonderful there, Kevin O'Leary. Look at, there's the Spiritus Museum. There's the Spiritus Museum there, a museum to Jewish learning and culture there and history. We should go in there sometime. I don't know if they'll let me film, just like I checked out the Driehaus Museum. They say no filming, so I'm not going to go there. I'll go there on my own and just enjoy it without live streaming it. Here's the Hilton Hotel, the Blackstone. Here's this park. Oh, there's a water fountain. I should probably get a drink of water. Let's see if this water fountain's even working. I'll be like Dan all day New York City, test out the water fountains here. A dog probably licked it. But here's this park. They had a stage there. They were doing like dancing. I saw Jay City Walking Girl. I think they did some dancing or some exercises or something there, which is great. There's the Congress Hotel, which of course is haunted. We got YouTubes where we go through there. I converted it to TikTok, the original Congress, and then they expanded it. And then they got the gold room in there. It kind of looks like you're in The Shining. It's a real freaky hotel. If you like freaky old haunted hotels, that's the one for you, the Congress Hotel. Hey, look at the skyline there. We'll get a good view of it when we see. I can't even head across this bridge. The bridge is out, so we'll have to head across. Why is this bridge closed? All I want to do is walk across this bridge, but of course all my plans come to naught. So here we'll have to take some extra. Yeah, we're not that far. We'll walk across here on Ida B. Wells, and we'll still get some nice views of the skyline. I don't want to walk down the Balboa. It'll take too long. But here's the trough here where the metro goes through. There's the Sears Tower, Congress Hotel, Roosevelt University. Yeah. Hey Grace, how you doing there? Your bachelorette trip, that's great. Fun areas, Lincoln Park, that sounds like Wrigleyville will be fun. Yeah, Logan Square, Logan Park, that's Logan Square, Lakeview or Bucktown. So hey, bachelorette party, okay, let me think about it. So yeah, you probably want to go to some dance clubs, and there's some good dance clubs on Milwaukee Avenue in Wicker Park or Bucktown. Wrigleyville, there's a bunch of bars there. You'll have fun at Wrigleyville, but it depends on the night. If there's a Cubs game going on that weekend, the Wrigleyville bars will probably be full. If not, they might be kind of empty. We walked by there once the game started on Thursday, and some of the ones were packed and some of them were empty. But downtown should be fine. There's some nice stuff in Lincoln Park. Yeah, any of those places. Logan Square on the Blue Line. The West Loop, don't forget the West Loop. There's some stuff in the West Loop. But yeah, sounds like you got a plan. You'll figure it out there. And I hope you have a great time there at your bachelorette party. Celebrate your wedding there. That's awesome. So let's see. Yeah, hump day. Yeah, the Riverwalk. There's some stuff to check out on the Riverwalk. So I'll think about it. I'll get back to you, Grace, there. But thanks for tuning in there. Elon Musk, I know. We need to stop giving that guy money. Don't forget, he gets government subsidies, as do all EV car makers. And that's why I find it laughable that he's going to be on one of the political candidates' side there, donating money, and he'll be on the blue ribbon panel to cut your benefits, showing his true colors there. Of course, Elon Musk is anti-union, as you would expect for Daddy Warbucks there. Look at these flowers. We filmed these before, these metal flowers. We're heading over to the Buckingham Fountain if you just joined here. But yeah, if anybody wants to give Grace suggestions there. Naya, how you doing there? Thanks for tuning in. I missed you there, Naya. Mia, Naya, and Christopher Dotson. Yeah, you guys know, everybody knows everybody here. Thanks for tuning in there. I was trying to get my connection back. Thanks people for coming back there. I know I lost things there. Ice cream cones only cost a cent. I'm looking back at the comments here. Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in there. Selena, I missed you there. Selena, thanks for tuning in there. Yeah, Kevin's on. Joey, you got your hair cut? Oh, you got your hair cut at Floyd's Barbershop? Is that a good place? That's good. Yeah, Merck. I know, unions. I know. Look how much we take unions for granted. You know, next time you hear somebody bashing a union, we went by the Haymarket Memorial. And don't forget, a lot of the labor rights movement was centered on Chicago because we were an industrialized, a lot of immigrant labor, a lot of big money was concentrated here with the stockyards, the McCormick's, Armour Swift, Pullman. And so a lot of the organized labor movement started in Chicago. And so next time you get a job and you got an 8-hour workday, you got time off, vacation, sick leave, Remember, unions is what got all that. Corporations didn't do that on their own. OSHA laws, all the progressive movement. When did progressive become a bad word? People are like, I've heard so many people say, you know, I can't stand to vote for Kamala because she's too progressive. And I guess, you know, it's because, I guess, wokeness got thrown in with progressiveness. Wokeness is separate from progressiveness. Progressive was like the civil servant movement to have, they were against the political machines. They were against the dailies. They were against Boss Tweed and all the pay to play, the old patronage system where your uncle that worked in the government got you a job because you voted for the local ward boss there. There was actually alderman wars that became violent in the city of Chicago at the early part of the 1920s. Isn't that amazing? And people died in the alderman wars, which predated the Prohibition era violence in Chicago. But here we are. Yeah, follow Drew. I know people know his last name there. I can't remember off the top of his head. Grim Evil knows him. Some of you know him. He's a Chicago guy. He's big in the unions. He's blowing up his account there. So don't, you know, it's not just Big Glacier Keys from the south side there, which is awesome. He's posting great content. We got Drew with the unions here in Chicago. And I've been following him. Maybe I'll meet him someday, just like I met Big Glacier Keys, which is great. Big Glacier Keys is talking about gentrification on the south side. We should listen to him because he grew up on the south side and he could speak to it much better than I can as an outsider that just moved to this city 26 years ago. Here's Buckingham Fountain here, Grant Park, Chicago. Look how nice it looks with the skyline. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll get you a nice view of the skyline when we go around here. There's people just enjoying this beautiful, we're warming up close to the 80s today. We're probably upper 70s right now. So I'll try to get you some views of the fountain here as we walk by here. And I'll try not to ruin it with my pontifications here. Yeah. Buckingham Fountain here, Grant Park, Chicago. Thanks for tuning in. Here's the beautiful lakefront over there. We'll get it once we get a little closer. I want to get the skyline there. There's the Sears Tower, Willis Tower. We were just walking by through there. Yeah, unions also bought the exportation. Yeah, think of that. The same international corporate conglomerations that are donating heavily to both parties outsourced all our jobs to China, including social media. Elon has factories in China, and the supply chains all come. We learned that after the pandemic, and that's why it's international security interest, especially for steel, like U.S. Steel. And I you know, me, it doesn't bother me that Japan's buying U.S. Steel as long as they don't break up the unions. And so it's up to the unions. I know that's controversial in Pennsylvania, especially in front of this election. Boeing's gone on strike. It usually happens. The last time they did it was 2008, another election year. Here's Buckingham Fountain here. There's the South Loop skyline, the Roosevelt skyline. That's what I call that. He's just down by Roosevelt Road there. And Buckingham Fountain, skyline of Chicago. Here's the beautiful Lake Michigan there. All the boats are still in the Monroe Harbor there. You can look down to that's the Adler Planetarium there. We're looking straight east here. But if I swing around and not make everybody sick here, there's the Buckingham Fountain. We'll pan the whole thing with the skyline here. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to Chicago, Grant Park here, Buckingham Fountain. Married with Children. Married with Children theme song. Yeah. Love and marriage go together like a horse and carriage. That sitcom that aired for so long there, Al Bundy and his wife Peg. This dysfunction, or not? Yeah, I guess they were kind of dysfunctional. It was kind of a satire on the American dream. There, they were in the suburbs of Chicago, and old Al wasn't happy, and poor Peg was trapped there with Al in that suburban house. She just did such a great job. Here's Yeah. Buckingham Fountain here. I'm missing the comments here. Let's see what everybody's saying here. Dan's Connor's wife on the Connors, yeah. Oh, that's somebody else. Okay, yeah. Merc. Yeah, I see that. Isn't that amazing? That's what people... So, all these controversial characters, not just P. Diddy, what? Epstein, pictures with Trump. P. Diddy, pictures with Trump. Who else? You know, all these controversial figures. No people in high places here. Sean Combs. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, the video doesn't look good. I mean, I don't care who you are, what your reasoning is. You beating up a woman there in the lobby of a hotel, gets caught on hotel security cameras, never looks good, you know. And so we'll see how it goes there. Well, everybody deserves a free and fair trial there, to give much justice as money can afford there. But here we'll head down. What do we got? 12:38. So I'm going to walk through Butler Field here. We'll get the skyline of Chicago. We're still in Grant Park here with these big X's. If you look in the park plan, there's a very formal garden here. I call it a French style garden. Isn't it funny, like those buildings around the restrooms around the Buckingham Fountain, they look like something, it could be in Paris, the architectural style. And so the Parisian influence on the Burnham plan at Chicago, the angled streets, that was the La Font plan of Paris. That's why Paris has so many broad angled boulevards and streets that cut through the Paris. There was a riot, there was a civilian uprising in Paris in the early 1700s, I guess. Maybe it was the 1800s. It was after the French Revolution, and then the military realized that Paris, it was hard to defend. They would barricade the streets. You see that a little bit in Les Mis and some of the movies about the aftermath of the French Revolution. And so they widened the boulevard so they could turn their horses around and have their military siege engines go up the streets, and they realized they could stop a civilian uprising. It's almost like Chicago had the same thing, especially after 1968. They didn't want any bushes. They didn't like any bushes like this because they thought the hippies and the civil rights protesters could hide behind the bushes, and they so that for years they wouldn't let any undergrowth grow in the city of Chicago parks. But now finally we got a bunch of it with the tall grass prairie. They let it grow up there. We'll try to cross the street here. I'm going to wait for the light to change here, and I might be waiting a while because I just missed the light here. But so here we'll go to film the harbor there. So Blue Island. Okay, hi Lorraine. I just saw that. Blue Island is a suburb. It's on the south side of Chicago. It was its own town, Blue Island, and the city grew out and joined it. They got the green light. You got the green light. I don't know why they're not going. They had the green light for like several seconds and they weren't moving. I guess they didn't see it there. But that's because they're all turning left. No one's turning right. That's why. It's my fault. Hey, got the top down. See, I would have been honking my horn for no reason if I had a horn. I wanted to do that as a pedestrian. I just want to carry a horn, like an air horn, and I'll just honk my horn as I walk across the street of cars. Take that. But here, let's see what we got here. Yeah, we'll get out of the grassy knolls. Yeah, Blue Island is a southern suburb, pretty close to the city. You can take the metro down there. And the reason it's called Blue Island, it's a little low ridge. In the old days when they used to portage the canals and stuff through there, it was like a low ridge it was like the high water mark between the Cal Sag goes through there now. It would divide the south branch of the Chicago River watershed from the lake watershed. But look at this beautiful view we got to the Chicago skyline. That's why I came this way. Look, they're watering the grass. The grass is really dry. This grass would be all green and dried up if they weren't watering it. It's pretty dried up in the Lincoln Park up by where I live. But this is pretty nice green grass here we got here at Butler Field here. Daryl, how's it going there? Yeah, that's why you're asking about Blue Island there. Kanye West, birds of a feather. That's why we'll someday we'll recycle those pictures of. I know he had to do it for diplomatic reasons. He'll be hanging out with Kim Jong-un there in North Korea, trying to build golf courses and condos there in North Korea. See, everything that can be monetized will be monetized, even North Korea. It's an untapped market. You can sell some Trump branded swag there. But here, welcome to Chicago. Look at the nice skyline here across Butler Field. Here we got 1243. Let's see how far I can get in 15 minutes. Let's see if we can get to the bean in 15 minutes. I always do this. I bite off more than I can chew. I walk way out here and then I realize my office is way over there and I got to get back there. See if we get back there in time. I always get stuck at the lights. Hey, this will be good footage here. We got the skyline there. I'll try not to shake around so much. You get a nice clean view of the beautiful skyline of Chicago there. Look at that. We streaming okay? Good. So thanks for coming back. I know I cut out there for a second, but we'll head over into Maggie Daley Park and then we'll walk across the little bridge there, the pedestrian bridge, and connect with the bean. Great bean of Chicago. Hey, we're seeing a rainbow. So maybe I can cut off this light here to see we still. Yeah, I'm not gonna make. I'm gonna get caught. I'm gonna get caught at this light too. I get caught at every single light. Just never can time it right. But it shouldn't last too long here. Hey, welcome to Chicago. Welcome to John Baptiste Point to Sable Lakeshore Drive. There's the sign there. Hey, they add the new signs there. Once this traffic moves, we'll cross there and we'll head into Maggie Daley and we'll head right back into towards Michigan Avenue there. We're good, thank you. Thanks for the feedback there. Yeah, I see the little sprinklers there, Michael Anderson. It's good. Hey, riding the bikes there, yeah, it's good. I'll wait for this traffic. Hey, we're going. We should be able to make it here. There's traffic moving on Lakeshore Drive, Maggie Daley Park. Such noise ruining the world. So much noise. I always look forward every year to the Bike the Drive because it's the one day of the year, only for half a day, less than half a day, where briefly we get to go to the beaches and there's not all this traffic noise. I have to talk over and yell over and motorcycles and trucks and buses. Yeah, nice blue skies. Severe clear here. We got just like the Electric Light Orchestra. We got blue skies. Let's sing the song. So bear with me. We're going to walk through this little forested area, but once we get beyond it, there's a playground to the right here, and that's why this is kind of fenced off here. And we'll go walk across that nice, they call it the BP bridge. Everything is corporate branded. But yeah, don't forget. And why do I rail against the stock market so much? All these issues are created. The vast wealth that was accrued by international corporate conglomerates by outsourcing American jobs and taking it to cheaper labor sources. China, Vietnam, India, Bangladesh, a lot of our clothing, Nike. Think of the value of Nike stock. People are like, oh, I made a fortune off of Nike stock. I'm talking about, think about where Nike produces the shoes. They go the cheapest labor, pay them the cheapest amount, They ship them across the ocean. People are collecting Nike shoes that don't even wear them. They put them on a shelf because they become like Beanie Babies. They're a store of value. And so there are people, and I'm just jealous. It might be a smart thing. I own hundreds of pairs of Nike shoes that they don't wear, and there's people in other parts of the world, probably some of the people making the shoes, that can't afford the shoes they're making. And so the value of the Nike stock went. My mother, may she rest in peace. When she was in high school, her first job was working at a shoe factory in the middle of the country. You know why? That was the cheap labor. That shoe factory is no longer there. You know why? It went out of the country. And yeah, it was non-union. It was probably a minimum wage job working at a crappy American shoe factory that had like asbestos in it. But, you know, so yeah, everybody's happy that, oh yeah, you know, it's you could buy like what Carl Icahn buys, a corporate raider, and yeah, you can make a lot of money off of what he buys, but he sucks value out of labor, and that's what it is. He's like the corporate raider there in Pretty Woman, you know. He buys the company and junks it, sells it for scrap. You know, even, you know, I respect Warren Buffett. I know he's better than most billionaires. He lives in a modest house. He doesn't live ostentatiously. He's a pretty conservative guy, even though politically he's more left than people realize, but even for being a billionaire. But him and Charlie Munger would joke about the same thing. They would say, oh, we're buying these old companies. It's like there's one drag left in a cigar, and they would milk it for all it's worth. And that's how they started with Berkshire Hathaway. That's how they got the name of Berkshire Hathaway. It was a company that they bought, and then they just kept buying other companies and mushing it in with there. And they would buy the stock of Coke and buy the stock of IBM, and, you know, never split the stock. And that's why Berkshire Hathaway's worth like tens of thousands of dollars, one share. They never split it. But here, welcome to Chicago. We're walking across the, they call this the BP Bridge there. Look at the nice view of the skyline here. Angel, how you doing there, Dolores? Mia? Yeah, taking photos. Yeah, nice photos here. She's got some picture. Somewhere here. So then we got 1250. Yeah, look at all these beautiful people here enjoying the day here, just walking across the bridge here. I'll try to focus on what I'm filming here to get you nice shots of the skyline here. So my only point is that some of the value of the stock market was made off of outsourcing American jobs to China. Not all of it, some of it. And you know, I guess everybody with the 401k benefited from that, but it's positive, negatives, everything at the expense of American jobs and non-union jobs. And why is Elon Musk anti-union? Because the value of his Tesla shares would go down if Tesla would unionize. And so, unless your interests are aligned with billionaires, every time you buy Tesla stock, you're making Elon richer because he owns so many shares, and he could sell. He has the pole position where he can sell when it's at the top, and then by the time you try to sell, it's already dropped. You know. And that's exactly what he did when he was forced to sell some shares back at when the Tesla was higher than it is now. But I heard like what Larry Ellison, the value of Oracle stock went up recently, and so whoever's the richest, it bounces around depending on the value of their shares. And it's all, they didn't sell yet, you know, it's all paper money that they could use to borrow against. You know, they'd rather borrow they'd rather borrow than sell their shares. I don't blame them. Especially when interest rates were so low. Now it's different, but I'm sure they get better rates than we do. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, Angel, Dolores, beautiful skyline. Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in here. We got 65 people. That's great. Thanks. Look at the, yeah, we'll get you the Pritzker Band show here. I would walk through the Lurie Gardens, but I'm going to try to get back to work here. You were a Teamster. That's great. Yeah, workers need unions. Thanks, Michael. I appreciate that. Thanks for your perspective there. And yeah, the Teamsters. Yeah, you know, and think about that, you know. It goes back to when they used to drive teams of horses and then became truck drivers and UPS drivers. And is Amazon part of that? You know, Jeff Bezos doesn't like unions either. That's great, Merck. Yeah, your dad was a Teamster. That's great. Yeah, the unions are still pretty strong in Chicago. And why do you think, you know, there's anti-Chicago bias? Because we represent all these evils. Unions, government on the take, high crime, high taxes, horrible Democratic mayor governance. I know, is Christopher, are you still tuning in? I guess the mayor of New York, yeah, the association with the police commissioner. I know but the police commissioner resigned. I guess there's some impropriety or something there. I don't know what's going on. Here, we'll head through, I'm talking too loud here. We'll go through go by the Bean of Chicago here. See, I told you we'd get back here, 12:54. I can't believe I made it back here in this time. I didn't think I was going to make it. There, 12:54. We got the Great Bean of Chicago here. Millennium Park here. Part of Grant Park, Chicago. We just came from the Buckingham Fountain. Now we finally made it to the Bean here. So we'll just cruise by it here and look at these people taking selfies here. Yeah, Great Bean of Chicago. Thanks for tuning in. Look at the diamond-shaped Smurfit Stone building behind it there, the stone container building. You've seen Adventures in Babysitting. They use that. I think it's even on the movie posters or the old cover. And there's the Cloud Gate, Anish Kapoor, the artist there from London, won the competition. Great Bean of Chicago. Look, everybody taking pictures there, selfies, and seeing themselves reflected underneath the bean there. It's great. Yeah, and right behind it, that's the Montgomery Ward building there, and they used to have a tower, but they removed it. There's the Pittsfield building. Remember, we went inside there earlier in this live. There they got some beer garden over there. So look, now they call this Granger Plaza. Granger, is that what it is? It's the first I seen that. But there's the Pritzker Band show. There's the Aeon and the Prudential. Both of those are Prudential buildings to the left there. Chase Promenade, Millennium Park here. We'll go past the beautiful orange pansies here. We'll head back down to Michigan Avenue, but Great Bean of Chicago. Yeah, I feel like a tourist too. I never get tired of it. And you know, there's always people there during the day taking pictures there. It's a sign of a good public works project. The people naturally congregate there, want to hang out there. Sometimes we catch it early in the morning and we got it all to ourselves, and then in the evenings and on weekends they do security. And here's the ice skating rink, but it's still set up for the outdoor seating. So we'll head over here to the colonnade here. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how well it's polished. I'm sure it wasn't cheap. You can go and knock on it. It's solid metal. I mean, it's polished. You know, I'm sure they had to. Yeah, it's probably, you know, think of like the Hubble telescope or that new telescope, the mirrors they have to have on those big space telescopes. They got to polish it. If there's a little flaw, it messes up the light. And the same with the bean. You know, if there was, that's what happened with. Okay, so I think a New York real estate developer tried to replicate the bean. They actually used Anish Kapoor, and he designed a bean for New York City. Christopher Dotson knows what I'm talking about. And there's a replica of the bean, but it's just sticking in the side of a building, and it looks different. It's a little different, but it's kind of the same metallic, but it has like little divots and bumps in it because they must have didn't. It wasn't to the quality of the bean we have here in Chicago, and it looks beat up. It looks like it's all bumpy and stuff, and people noticed it right away. They're like, it's not as good as the one in Chicago. So they tried. And then people are like, why is New York has no reason to copy Chicago? Usually Chicago copies New York, you know. New York's the bigger city, the Big Apple, you know. What are we going to do, build our own Statue of Liberty here and stick it out in the lake? No, people would be like, no, New York already did that, you know. But, oh yeah, remember that, Chris? We went by on Metallica. That was on a Sunday night. And yeah, that was on a weekend there. We walked through there, and I think there was like a concert or something going on there. Here, we'll head across Randolph. But hey, love the bean there, Mia. Well, I guess you can probably look online. All this stuff can be researched online. Either I got to look it up, or you got to look it up, or somebody else. My mods help out sometimes. But hey, 12:59. I think I'm gonna make it after all here. So we'll walk down Michigan Avenue here. We're at Randolph here. Hey, we covered some ground today already, so thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sticking with the connectivity issues that we always have. I'll head up to, I'll get you up to Nutella there. And here, we'll head around Michigan Avenue here. Wrigley building there, the gold top of the carbide and carbon. Even this building's nice. You see how they added floors to that. They did that after Millennium Park. They added that blue top to it. Isn't that amazing? I never seen a city just add floors to buildings. On our walk home, we might go by one day this week. They're adding 2 floors to a building between Wells and Franklin Street there on the north end of the near north side there. Well, north of Chicago Avenue, so we'll check that out. They're just adding 2 floors to a warehouse building, probably for residential. There's Stan's Donuts, Nutella's, Nando's. We'll cross Lake Street, and I'm gonna head back to work here. So, thanks everybody. Thanks to the rain so much. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I am lucky. I feel fortunate, and thank you so much. I'm glad you had a good visit here. And thanks so much for everything, your support. And Taco, thanks for your support, John James, and everybody that subscribes there, Chris, and my longtime moderator there, Mia, Taco. Diana was tuning on this morning. Christopher Dotson. Follow Christopher Dotson's content there on YouTube in New York. Great New York live streamer. And if I missed anybody, Michael Anderson, Dolores, Kevin, thanks for tuning in. Selena. And Merck, we'll catch you all later there. Angel, thanks so much. Have a great day. Naya, we'll talk to you later from Chicago. Have a great day, everybody. Appreciate it.